Alrighty guys, what is going up? Welcome back to the Best Investing Money Management channel on YouTube. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Palantir Tech. Now, ticker symbol PLTR. Now, for those of you that don't know what Palantir is a big data analytics and software company. They have a ton of money. They bring in a lot of money. They have a variety of contracts with other companies, some with the US Army. Some of these contracts, guys, are over $300 million. So given that the company is profitable, they have very little to no long-term debt. They have a ton of cash on hand, and over the past year, we've seen some very, very decent numbers from them. You know, Palantir is always one of these companies that is considered a major growth stock just because, one, it is a little more volatile and does have a little more swings in it. Growth stocks historically have had a lot more volatility with them compared to like blue chip stocks. Now, me personally, I think Palantir carries a ton of long-term potential, but over the past couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of sell-off from Palantir, right? You can see Palantir was trading for about $9 a share, shot up to 45 in less than, 5 months. This gave a return of about 387%. During that time, a lot of people thought it was going to actually break over $100. I personally thought anytime a stock really crosses the red here on the RSI, this is when it starts getting overvalued. And that's what we saw. We had a little sell-off, and then the stock really just consolidated for quite some time. You can see it has some resistance here at about 27, major support near 19 to 21 right in there was major support. So every time it hit that price target or price zone, we got buying pressure. Up here, got selling pressure. Recently, we've seen pretty much a steady sell-off from this stock. You can see it was trading for about $27. It did release an earnings that they did miss, but hey, growth stocks miss earnings all the time. Look back at Apple, look back at Amazon. They're going to be more volatile, which is going to bring more swings. And you can see we had about a 50% sell-off over the past couple of months. And me personally, like I said, Palantir is a very strong stock, especially among growth. But we've just seen a lot of these companies that used to have very, very high valuations start selling off. And I think that was kind of expected just because of how overvalued a lot of these kind of worthless companies are. If you look back at like a Rivian was trading for more than, Ford for the market cap, and they bring in no money. But looking and getting back on par with Palantir, we can actually look at some of the revenue here that Palantir has. So you can see they had about a 35% increase year over year, which is very good. Looking at this last 12 months here, it was up 85% in the past year, and then 35% year over year. So you can see they've had a ton of crazy, growth, especially among the revenue here. And the beauty of this stock is if we look at it, you can see they have about $2.5 billion in cash. And looking at the long-term debt, it is not available, but it's literally slim to none. It's very, very small. This is a debt-free company, so any debt they do have, they will pay off throughout the year. Looking at their margins, margins are very, very important when evaluating a growth stock. And this company is not profitable for their profit margin. So what this means is for every $100 Palantir brings in, they're actually going to lose about $35. Growth stocks, honestly, it takes a long time for them to become, profitable. One, it saves them on taxes. Two, any leftover money that they have, they're just going to reinvest it into the business to try to scale it up as large and as fast as they can. So should you buy Palantir, okay? Given that this stock has sold off to about $13.53, this is like buying this stock, in 2020. So this is like buying this stock over 2 years ago. I personally think that right here you can see it's under a 26 on the RSI. It's very over or undervalued. For me, this is an absolute buy, right? We crossed that zone of that 200 moving average line. We could have a little more sell-off, but I think a good strategy, dollar cost average this thing, just invest monthly or weekly into this stock so you use the volatility to your advantage Given that this stock has sold off 50%, I think that this is just an absolute no-brainer investment. I think we're getting a lot of market sell-off in general. If we look at the S&P 500 SPY, you can see over the past couple of days, we've seen a crazy amount of sell-off from this. An 8% sell-off from this is going to correlate other growth stocks that are overvalued to sell off more. So for me, Palantir is a buy, but you have to understand that it's going to be volatile. It's going to be risky. So dollar cost average it. That is what I would do. Will it hit $100 this year? Absolutely. Most likely not. My price target for Palantir is going to be right back up to some highs. PLTR. My 2022 price target is going to be right here at about $27. That old resistance, I think, would be a fantastic return and something that is achievable in the next year. So guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. I am tired. I'm going to have some coffee, relax, and we will see you later. Take care.